So today we are going to be looking at for a second upload because yes, I did upload. If you didn't get the chance to watch it, I did react to the Wuthering Waves trailer. Make sure to go watch that if you're interested in Wuthering Waves. If not, we are here with the Star Rail video, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at a feature that they added to the game, which I think is very interesting. Now, I can't look at it with Black Swan, but what I can look at it with is, let's go ahead and put someone in like Fu Xuan, and now we have a recommended tab right there showing us all the popular possibilities when it comes to the relics, whether it be 2-piece, 2-piece, 4-piece, the main stats. And this is basically going to expose you, expose me, expose everyone when it comes to how we're grinding out our relics. Where are we when it comes to being lazy in terms of getting the characters their actual best relic set, and also looking at people using maybe the wrong stats. This really does expose people for the most part. So today we're going to be looking at a lot of the more interesting and more weird looking recommendations that I see, and especially for some, like one I just go ahead and want to say for Fu Xuan, I am maybe a reason why there's a certain main stat in one of the pages, and that is because on the chest piece, you see right now, of course, you have the recommended sets, which is 2-piece Wuthering Snow, 2-piece Longevous, and then you have the other 2-piece, which is Longevous and the speed set, and then full Longevous, which that is weird slightly. I don't know why they would use that unless they're E6 Fu Xuan where they can have the nuke as their ultimate. But the main thing I want to look at is the main stat, which is the outgoing healing boost, which is a 1% main stat percentage for people that are running outgoing healing. And I am an outgoing healing believer. For the most part, I think Fu Xuan is just super duper tanky for no reason. And for the most part, there's not a lot of content that will mess you up to the point where you need to give Fu Xuan that extra HP. So me personally, I think the outgoing healing boost is a good use of main stat in my personal opinion. You get to heal your allies a little bit more from what you usually would be with Fu Xuan. And I even went ahead, and I don't think my 2 pieces on here. I am also running I'm also rocking a Wandering Cloud 2-piece as well for the extra outgoing healing. So my combination of relics isn't the most popular, and a lot of people are running the full-on outgoing healing set. And I know a lot of people build a little bit faster Fu Xuans. I know some people build a full-on HP, full-on defense Fu Xuan, but for me, I just went ahead and went for an outgoing healing one. That is me already looking at something that they have already called me out on. I do want to know, what weird builds are you running that you probably won't see in the recommended list, or for the most part anybody else rocking? I want to see what weird builds y'all have. Put it down in the comments below, and also make sure to leave a like and a sub on this video as well. If you're enjoying Panaconi right now, you're enjoying 2.0, we're gonna have more Black Swan showcases and also a showcase on Misha very soon because nobody wants to build him for some reason. Poor Misha. I have an E6 Misha, or E6 Misha, so that's gonna be super cool to rock out when it gets time to him being built. Now let's go ahead and look at a couple of the characters with their recommended, and one of them that struck me by surprise, because a lot of them, for the most part, I skimmed through a quick amount of them just to see, like, is it worth like covering this in all honesty. But one of them did caught me by surprise, and that is the 4-piece that we're using on Kafka. Now, the weird thing is that majority of people are still using Kafka on the lightning set rather than the dot set. Now, is this just calling people out for being lazy, or is it just resource efficient? I want to say, because it makes sense. In my honest opinion, I do think if you are rocking a build that's pretty good, pretty well optimized for the subsets that you have, you really shouldn't be grinding another set for that character. For the lightning set, you may be able to use it for someone like Serval, possibly, if you like perfect substats with crit rate, crit damage. But for the dot set to lose out to the lightning set, it makes sense. And for people that are like, oh, this is built on old data, this is not up to date, that is false, because we do have Topaz and Numbi. They also have their follow-up set, which is the 55% compared to the Fire and the Musketeer and Fire set. And this is basically showing that everyone just re-grinded for some artifacts as soon as that came out and gave it to Topaz and Numbi. And another thing to also notice is that this does get skewed a little bit in the form of recency, and also for the people that are summoning. For people that might not have something like HOYO, you might not see some very outlier type of builds. Now, this does worry me. Why are we rocking 4-piece Wanderer? Now, the skill point's cool and all, but I, I feel like having the speed set with Longevous or the speed set with Wandering is much more in value. And me personally, it's a little bit weird. Why is someone rocking attack boots? why are some people rocking attack boots on HOYO? I need to know. For the most part, I feel like these two up top, my personal opinion, don't really feel good for HOYO. I feel like 4-piece or no, 2-piece speed and 2-piece Longevous, 2-piece speed, 2-piece Wandering. I think these actually go way better together than having a full-on 4-piece healing. And I wonder if that goes for most people. Does Luocha have 4-piece on this? I wonder. I actually want to know. He actually doesn't have that because he has 2-piece. 2-piece for Luocha. And then for who else is a healer? Let me look at links. Oh my god, stop, please stop. Okay, number one, a call for everyone building healers: stop with the 4-piece, please. Stop with the 4-piece. We don't need to rock 4-piece. The extra skill point you get is not going to be worth it if you're not zero cycling. Zero cycle reasons, yes, I think the 4-piece might be one of the better value ones, because getting that extra skill point allows you to do more damage, allows you to buff more, allows you to do more things that you need to do in that short amount of time that you have to go against the MOC and trying to zero cycle it. But for the most part, you might want to stop doing 4-piece Wandering and go for a 2-piece of any sort, or even a 4-piece of the speed set, because you're going to get much more value out of your supports, especially looking at something like having more skill points, boosting up your teammate speed. There's a lot of really good things that come with that. I don't think you need to waste your other 2 pieces on having a full piece of Wandering or a full set of Wandering. So please stop with the healers. Stop with the 4-piece Wandering, I beg. I don't think the extra skill point at the very beginning is worth not getting the millions of skill points you could get throughout the battle when having a high speed character. Like my HOYO, she is at 163. With Ruame, she probably has a fat ton more, probably up in the 170 range, and she can get a fat ton of skill points on the first go. This is what you want, especially in prolonged fights, versus something like a zero cycle. I do have a couple of characters on the side just so I can reference to if I ever get lost, and a lot of them are built on, I guess you could say, some weird things, like how we have a main stat here being attack percentage, and it's not like 1% or 2% or 3%. It's 8% attack for some reason, which she doesn't get any benefit from at all unless you're running a full-on main DPS Ruame, which I'm kind of concerned why we have so many percentages in attack. I see like the outgoing healing for Fushun is 1%, and that's because everyone has a consensus of how to build that character. And me personally, I just like that, and that might be the reason why I'm that 1%. Maybe. Let me know if you also are rocking outgoing healing on Fushun. But for the most part, why? Why am I seeing attack boots, attack chest? That kind of scares me, not gonna lie to you. I see a lot of people, especially with, and this is very split out evenly, with it being Talia, Broken Keel, and also the energy regeneration with the damage boost as well. This is actually kind of interesting that it's all split out evenly. This is really cool. I like this. This can help in a lot of different ways, but this can also be a detriment to new players as well in a slight bit. Just because if we look at someone like Luca, which I had to look at as well, or even someone like Gwenaifen, they don't really get the proper build for them technically. A lot of people are running Luca, and if I go here, a lot of people are running Luca with a full on, where is it at? Like, okay, this is exactly it. There is no Talia set here at all, and the break effect usage is at 11%. So most people are actually rocking regular dot or regular Luca, where you're applying the dot on them, and that's going to be what it is. You're really not doing anything else but applying that dot, which is the initial dot that you get from the skill, and that's you're done basically. That's all there is. And it's weird in me personally, just because Break Luca and Break Gwenaifen are probably one of the cooler and more satisfying builds, and they also do so much more in damage, in my honest opinion, than having to do, of course, full-on dot. Like I said right here, same thing goes. Break effect is at 4% for Gwenaifen, while the attack percentage for Gwenaifen is at the highest of 77%, which is weird. Like I said, this is kind of weird seeing that a lot of the, sets, with it being the planar ornament and also the main stats, you don't really see break effect helping out at all. So a lot of these players are not going to be looking at break effect, especially with the entrance of Ruame. Break effect is a very high and priority substat now where you're going to get a lot more out of it playing with Ruame, playing with a lot of characters that deal with bleed, with burn, with wind shear, all these type of different breaks that you can use. They can get some massive numbers, something like Luca hitting for like 50 to 60k just for breaking. Same thing with Sushang, and then the bleed is like 30 to 40k now. So although this is very interesting to look at, it paints a bad picture for a lot of the better builds for some of the characters. Like I said, looking at these break effect builds for Luca, for Granaifen, these characters that really like break effect, it being at the very bottom is telling of how these characters are built. As you can see, there's no Talia set. For the most part, people are rocking Space Ceiling Station, Klomoth, and even Ageless, which is weird in all honesty. Maybe it helps with being a support and all, taking that damage in, and you can give some attack boost to everyone else, helping out Kafka, helping out your other dot teammates. That might make some sense, but for the most part, it's really cool looking and seeing how these characters are built up. And like I said, it's not like these are built on old data, because we do have the follow-up attack set here. And earlier when Topaz came out, a lot of people did grind out the 4-piece for Topaz, and now it looks like it's been overtaken outright with the full-on follow-up set. So this is really cool. I think this is a really nice way to look at the characters, and for the most part, their builds are technically correct for the most part. Like, maybe Kafka, we need to raise this number a little bit more. Some of y'all need to go grind a little bit more for Kafka, because it seems like some of y'all are stuck on the lightning set for Kafka, which makes sense. We've had the lightning set for a long time compared to the dot set for Kafka, but a lot of y'all need to go get this new one. This one's way better. So other than that, that's going to be it for this video. I just thought it was very interesting to look at how certain people are building characters and how relatively unpopular some of the stronger builds are for some of these characters, like the dot team, like I said before. And let me look at Blade real quick. I want to look at Blade for a second. You know how I love my Blade. What are we rocking for chest? Crit damage, crit rate, HP. Good. That's honestly fine. The HP might be the people who are not getting any type of crit rate, crit damage substats on anything else, or they're not getting the main piece that they need, so they're rocking HP for now. So it makes sense 100%. And why are we rocking attack? 7% attack is a little too high in my honest opinion for that to be okay. I understand he minorly scales on attack, but let's get that off. For the most part, let's get that off. And then rocking, of course, more people rocking Rudolin Arena. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love to see it. Me personally, I'm a Rudolin Arena enjoyer for Blade. I know some people like Inert Cell Soto because you do get that crit rate boost. It's a lower boost as well, so you don't have to have as high of a threshold. And then the ultimate and follow-up attack get the boost, which are a big portion of his damage as well. I just think Rudolin Arena is just a little bit better. And then some people are actually rocking Ageless. Wow, that's kind of weird. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. I think this is pretty cool. I think this is pretty fun, honestly, seeing the recommended. And we might come back after a couple patches and see how it changes. See how break effect is affected with Ruame being in the game for so long. Maybe more people will shift towards that playstyle. Or maybe that playstyle is just for the sweats. It may be. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like and sub if you enjoyed this type of video. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. And peace.